What's up everybody, Tricks Ridiculous back with another Wonderlands video, and in this one we're going to talk about dedicated loot drops. Before we do, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new for more Wonderlands content, but without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now there's a big thing going on in the community right now, and that is basically that dedicated drops from named enemies are going to be a bit of a struggle to get because a lot of named enemies in Wonderlands are not respawning. What they're doing is they're not respawning in their normal spawn locations, and instead they're being added as random boss encounters in the Chaos Chamber. So you're not going to be able to just farm over and over the same boss spawn to be able to get whatever drop you're looking for that boss is dedicated to dropping. You're going to have to run Chaos Chamber, hopefully get that boss, and then hope that they drop it. Now, there is a lot of controversy around this. Obviously, the Borderlands community historically is very accustomed to just farming bosses over and over and over and over again to get the kind of loot that they want or the drops that they want from that boss. I've been in that boat. I've done it for years as a Borderlands player. I'll be honest though, if I'm giving my completely honest opinion, I think this is an okay change. And I know this is one of those opinions that, people will string you up for. So I do understand that some of you might just be like, Trix doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy's an idiot, right? But hear me out. Borderlands historically as a franchise has never had anything like the Chaos Chamber, and I do kind of equate the Chaos Chamber a little bit like Nephilim Rifts from Diablo. It is kind of infinitely refarmable. You can just kind of keep going back in, and it's always fresh to an extent, right? I mean, there's a limit. It's not completely procedurally generated, but you can just go and go and go. And honestly, like, Borderlands has never had an end game like that before. You had like your your rounds of destruction type encounters, or you could just go farm the Invincibles or whatever other bosses over and over again. And again, just my opinion here, I always thought that was a little bit of a blah moment in Borderlands. I understand that the community always liked, and obviously people did it a lot, myself included, but the fact that we now have this Chaos Chamber endgame, that's what you're meant to funnel your endgame playtime into. It's meant to be randomly generated. It's meant to be infinitely replayable. I'm okay with things being essentially world drops. Even if they're not world drops, you still have to get the boss that you need to be able to get the piece that you need from that boss. But essentially, they're things that you just, as long as you're just playing the game, you will eventually get it, even though it'll be rare. Right? I'm okay with that because of the amount of replayability in the Chaos Chamber. I actually think it is a welcome change. And I think, again, just my opinion and my prediction, I think that it will be a fine change that people will get used to in the Borderlands community. I think right now, people are a little shell-shocked that the methods that they've known for years of just finding a boss's spawn point and just getting him to spawn over and over and kill him over and over as a method of farming loot, that's what it's been historically for years. I think they're just a little shell-shocked that that's not really a thing for certain things in this game, right? And that the Chaos Chamber is really the thing that you're going to have to grind. But I think, as the life of this game goes on, don't kid yourself, guys. If you're going to be a dedicated player of this game and you're going to be playing it for the long term, you're going to be playing a lot of Chaos Chamber, okay? It's going to be your most played activity. So you'll get the loot that you need from the bosses you need. It'll be a grind, but then when you do get that piece of loot, it'll be a really good item, a really rare and treasured item. So that's just my opinion. I think basically TLDW, the moral of what I'm getting at here is I think it's an okay change because of the kind of time sink of end game activity that we have. It's a fresh grind, right? The Chaos Chamber. It's not just farming the same boss over and over and over. It's a unique randomized, fresh encounter every time that you just have to keep grinding to eventually get the loot that you want, right? So I'm okay with it because of the replayability of the Chaos Chamber, but that's just my opinion. And like I said, my prediction is I think the rest of the community who again have not been accustomed to this type of end game in a Borderlands game are just a little shell-shocked about the change, but I do not think it is a bad change. I think everyone will kind of warm up to it. Everyone will still get all the loot that they want after hours of playing and all that good stuff. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't think it's really something to fret about. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Please let me know. Tell me I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Because, like I said, I understand. I understand that this is a big change from other Borderlands games. But in just my opinion, I think it's a little bit fresher of a grind than just farming bosses over and over again. That's my take on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new for more Wonderlands content, join the Discord link in the description. That's it for me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.